So there's the entranceway. Can you see it? To the 101 right there. Entranceway to the 101. Now we're going back to normal. And right behind me is an entire homeless camp. I'm not going to run up our cars right now. And right behind me is an entire homeless camp. You can't even walk down the sidewalk. And the sidewalk is there for pedestrians. I mean, it's part of the system. But my solution to the homeless situation, including homeless veterans, is that there is a homeless encampment that is run by the state, but is overseen by private people. That way there's checks and balances, because we all know the state puts money in their pockets. All these politicians do. And so whether they're Republicans or Democrats, especially the Democrats, but the Republicans do it too. And be better if it was no party. And so, and then what we do with that is the homeless people, we put them into a safe area where there's security. There's, they have, much like the system that Mother Teresa set up over in India for the older people. They had a bed, they had an area that was theirs, and, they had something better and that was safer, way safer for them. And they could have some dignity about them. And then, in addition to that, you also have the situation where you're not encouraging drug usage. Most of the homeless people, they're homeless because they're addicted to fentanyl, heroin, things like that. I mean, the fentanyl overdoses are crazy. So if we want to save people from, destroying their lives, and, many of these people don't know God and Jesus, means they're going to hell. And so, as far as my theology, your theology might be different, and God bless you on your theology. I'm just talking about my theology, but I want to see him in heaven. Whoever it is, the thief on the cross was dying. He was dying for his thievery, and he said, God, remember me when you enter into your kingdom. I want to go to heaven. And so that's what it's about. And he had the humility to recognize that God blessed him for that, because that's what saved him. The other thief didn't recognize that. He's like, screw that, I'm good. And so, I went to a sheriff's meeting here in Los Angeles, and the sheriffs, I think, myself personally, I think that law enforcement, whether it's LAPD or the sheriffs, they're all in bed together. They want these people homeless. They want these people like, God bless you, man. They want these people like addicted to drugs and alcohol and everything else. Anything else that you can think of. Because all they want is they want that tax dollars. And really they want them addicted to heroin. Because heroin's super addictive, and so is the crystal meth. And so those two drugs right there, those make buku amounts of money for the sheriff's department and for the LAPD. I mean, go and look back to the priest that delivered like all the Latino culture from downtown from the LAPD, and put all those LAPD people in jail. And it was through the FBI and this priest. Just Google that. It was like 10, 15 years back. I mean, that was a hellhole down there. And I mean, the police officers were giving the drugs back to the drug people that are selling drugs to people. I know, it's such a ridiculous story that you can't even like think it through. But it's like, anyway, that's how they did it. And so the police officers are making money from the drug people and blah, blah, blah. And so then all those people, the FBI busted them, but whatever happened to those people, I don't know. But it's the same stuff that's happening over and over and over again, and we wonder why do we have such a problem with police? And then the police do this thing where I saw police last time in San Diego. They're roughing up a black guy and they're saying, "We will hurt you, we will hurt you." And I thought, okay, I think he knows that, jerk off. And I was like, police officers, it's like they get on this power trip, man, just because they're like got five guys. And God have mercy on those people. I mean, they're no better than the sinners, man. They're just like every cop is a criminal, like the rock and roll song says. Anyway, the police and the mayor of Los Angeles want people on heroin and want people on crystal meth because that's what pays their pocketbook. And I am challenging that. I'm putting that out on the internet, and that's what I think. And I think that same way about other politicians too. It's like, where are you getting your money from? Where are you getting your money from? Is it from these illegal drugs? God have mercy on you. Because you're enslaving somebody else with drugs, and you're not diminishing the drugs. Again, back to my plan. Okay, so because I think the military is the purest thing out there in the United States military. Say the United States military run camps, and that's where the homeless go. They're not allowed to sleep on the streets. They have a shakedown. If they're addicted to drugs or heroin or something like that, boom, they move to a clinic right away. And all these things are identified and they're helped right there in these tents. It's the same thing with the VA. I mean, the VA can do a lot of things for the veterans, but they don't because the VA wants the money in their pockets instead of putting it in the veterans' pockets. Same thing with politicians. That's the reason why this whole thing's going on. Politicians want the money in their pockets instead of somebody else's. Anyway, it's all linked to politics and everything else. God have mercy on those politicians because I think it's going to be not nice for them in eternity. No matter if they're quoting the Bible or not. You got to do something. You have the power to do a lot of things. Do the right thing. In Jesus' name.